Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here tonight to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 120 review. That is 120. Dude, yo, listen, man. Today, I don't care, man. Today is no take night, and either you get the review now or you get the review like on Friday. And I'm gonna do it now because obviously the earlier the better. That's the way it is. Now, this one, alright, so before I get started, of course, the link to the episode is gonna be in the description box down below on crunchyroll.com. If you cannot view it due to certain issues, Google, Bing, Yahoo, you know the drill. So, this one right here, I am starting to see, why Morel is so damn good. I mean, first of all, I already knew that he was good from when it came to him by himself, when it came to him as a combatant against other Chimera Ants. That was very obvious. We see him, he took out so many other Chimera Ants, and he was already jumping into this whole entire shtick at around 40% of his power. Okay? So he was less than optimal when it came to actually hopping in to this mission. And yet even still, after losing the pipe, even still, after having most of his deep purples taken out by Yuppie, he's able to get the job done. This dude, he's phenomenal. He's AJ Styles. He's that good. Even though I'm wearing the Kurt Angle shirt, but he's just that good. And I gotta give mad props to Morel. I mean, Nova's pretty good too. And we actually see him in the episode. He actually saved Shoot Makamaho, but Nove was overcome by fear. Just by being in Pouf's N. It wasn't P2, it wasn't Yuppie, it wasn't even the king himself. It was the royal guard Pouf. Just by being in his N, Nove was overcome by fear to the point where his hair turned white. But Morel, no, straight up stare down like, yeah, Smokey Jill. Yeah, all stanced up. I love this dude. Now, the episode, aside from those, because let me get the small stuff out of the way, because I'll make this kind of quick. Hina is going somewhere with Beezev, and basically they're bailing. I mean, they're gonna grab some treasure. They're gonna go grab the One Piece, Ace-kun, and then they're just gonna bail. And Beezev he doesn't want to be caught by anyone when it comes to those outside the country, because of course he'll be interrogated, he'll either be executed or he'll be put in prison for life, and because he's done a lot of shady shit to say the least. And basically the country in his eyes it's done. The country of the East Gorturo, it's over, game over. I mean, at least with him there was a chance, but no, the palace is ruined because Dragon Dive, and the palace is the symbol of magnificence when it comes to the country, because it's where their king god Diego, it's where he lived. Again, because Diego is kind of like the representation of the Kim family in North Korea. And when he went out, Diego was kind of be like the shadow guy, working things from behind. Even though he was being worked from behind, and it sounds kind of weird, but even though he was being worked from behind by someone like Wolfen, being utilized. However, it's all coming to ruin. So he's like, you know what? Abandon ship. Abandon ship. I'll give this Chimera Ant bitch her money, and I just want to go. I want to horse. I want to get out of here. Now, what also, Wolfen is still tailing. So he's still doing his thing. Wolfen. Alright, fine. Fair enough. Whatever. Fine. He can do whatever, because Wolfen doesn't take any action because he's too cautious. I mean, he's very perceptive, but he's way too cautious. And because of that, he's very hesitant. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't make any bold moves. And he's always just in the shadows, just watching, waiting for the quote-unquote wipe, the quote-unquote right opportunity wipe. The right opportunity in which it never comes. So, Wolfen is an interesting character, but he'll never actually get to the point where he wants to be because of his lack of ambition and his lack of resolve. And that's very unfortunate. Also, in the episode, we have, again, Shoot, he's being healed because of Nov's interference. And so Nov was able to overcome his fear for a few seconds just to save Shoot, which is, very nice. We have the whole thing going on with Knuckle and Morel and how they're able to actually tag team. And they did a play that was actually implemented in their strategies a long time ago. And he made angry clones of himself. And he was told, like, in a much later date, in a much earlier date, in which he had to play the angry clones so he could actually fit in amongst the group. So Yuppie wasn't aware of the situation at hand. So when he was fooled, because he purposely left an opening in his backside, in comes a Knuckle Bunshi. Yeah, Kage Bun. And then he pierces the Kage Bun, Pouf, smoke. And then, of course, Morel capitalizes that, you idiot. Obviously, Knuckling here. Yuppie, even though he's trying to control his rage, he still gets He still gets pissed. Alright, no case, I don't really care. He still gets pissed. He flares up, about to explode. No, in comes Knuckle. Of course I'm here. Fool! Buckamon! So, that was cool. That was really cool. And he still explodes. But he's just adding to the APR. He's adding to the, the pot, dumpling head dude. The APR, alright? Let's make it simple. And also, at the end of the episode, we have Pouf, actually, he goes to where Gon Freaks is. That's a no-no. Pouf, like, we've seen your powers, right? And I'll get to it, because Pouf was like the main shtick of the episode. Him and his analysis of the individual known as Morel. And how the narrator, and that was very intriguing, where we have Pouf have an analysis of the character Morel, and his mindset, and his emotions, and how he and his mind overestimated Morel. But then we have a counter-analysis of Morel by the narrator. And I'm like, so it's a weird little thing going on there, but I'll get to that real soon. And we now know what Pouf's powers are, alright? He has the whole, I forgot what it's called, but where he's able to actually perceive your emotions, and then he has a thing called Beelzebub where he can break down his body, and he can make these clones that can even go, even as small as dust, pretty much. But his main body must always be like the size of a bee. But here's the thing. You're walking into the wrong fight, bro. You're walking, it's Gon. Freaks. Look at him. He ain't going nowhere. Get out of fucking day. Even if there were like 30 Poufs, my recommendation would still be, bro, run. Run. Your main body, that's your weakness. Your weakness is that if your main body is taken out, it's over. It's game over. Even though your clones are whatever, if your main body's taken out, it's game over. And Gon, at this point in time, I'm not saying that Gon would be able to perceive his main body in an instant, but Gon is far from normal, especially in this current state of rage. So, my advice to Pouf is back off now, buddy. You can see him at the end of the episode, he seems really pissed off that Neferpitou gave his location away, even though you could hear his footsteps. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, she just saved your fucking life. She saved your ass, bro. The moment you got, within a foot range of Gon, he would have turned on you so quick. It would have been game over. Say your head would have been gone. So, she saved your life. So Pouf should be very grateful. He has no idea what he's walking into. Now, when we move on here, the main shtick of the episode, because we do see Killua and we see the chameleon guy, they actually perceive the Bunshin of Pouf. And it was odd because look at Wolfen. Wolfen was right there. He was right, even though he was staring at Hina and Bezov, he should have been able to actually perceive the clones, considering the fact that he also has a very good sense of smell. But he didn't. But Killua and the chameleon guy, Meliaron, were able to perceive the clones. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, what's that about? I mean, maybe because, again, he's so immersed in this current mission right now, which is to just stalk Hina and Bezov. Because Bezov is his quote-unquote prey. Which reminds me, speaking of prey, apparently someone was captured. Someone was captured a few days ago. And they were being transformed into a chimera ant because they're in a cocoon. And one of the clones report to the head, alright, the main body of Pouf. And he's like, the person who's in the cocoon that we captured a few days ago is about to awaken soon. So I'm like, oh shit. Because I know who it is, but I mean, I know, so you just be very perceptive, alright? And then all I can say is look at the ending of the series. Look at the ending, and then you get an idea about what's going on there. So they did something mad dirty, alright? They have another ally waiting in the mist, okay? Just hidden in the mist. Gorillas in the mist. Gone. Like, whoa. Gone. Alright, so let's move on to the main stuff. The main stuff, right? I do like what's going on here with Pouf and Morel. The character analysis of Pouf when it came to Morel, and how he was able to perceive him, how he overestimated him, how it was like, if you had just sustained the smoky jail, my main body would have been trapped there, and then you would have actually perceived what was going on, and then you would have taken me out, and I would have, died. And it was a big risk for me. It was my last-ditch effort. And the people who I was attacking, your friends, would have known after a short period of time that the ones who are attacking them are my clones. And there's a clear distinction between his clones and himself. Because his clones, they're not intelligent. They're very... They lack perception. They just do. And that's very obvious to see. But himself, he's actually a very intelligent individual. So there's a clear distinction between him and his boys. But here's the thing. When it comes to the smoky, we know that his main body can only be this small. So it can't pass through the smoky jail. Which means that Morel could have taken him out. And his friends, in this case, had he actually not released Smoky Jail, he would have taken out Pouf, but the end result would have been Knuckle dying. However, there's a counter-analysis from the narrator. And the narrator is explaining how, given the experiences of Morel, well, first of all, he safety nets Morel, wherein which he explains how Morel was already going into this fight far from optimal capacity, which is true. It's very true, but it's still a safety net. He's saving his ass. He's saving his pride. He's saving his character. Furthermore, he explains how over the course of the battles, Morel has clearly, he has this, it's hard to explain, because it kind of is luck. Like, it really is. It's luck. It's luck, but the narrator doesn't define it as luck. He defines it as the culmination of experiences, of wisdom, and of a few other things. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what? And then, so it can't be coincidence because of these certain aspects of Morel's character scheme, of his life experiences, and those culminations of him as a hunter, as an individual, as to why this could not have been a coincidence. So it's very odd, because the narrator, and here's why I like it so much, the narrator is literally defining the particular laws of causality when it comes to Morel in this certain situation. I'm like, yo, what is that? Like, that's insane, because he's literally explaining as to why this can't be a coincidence. This is the reasons why. Experience, wisdom, and the fact that he was already at optimal power. I mean, the fact that he wasn't at optimal power to begin with. The fact that because of the stress of what was going on, and he was very nervous. And because of that nervousness, he decided to act upon his gut feelings, even though Pouf had already explained how his emotions were leading him towards this trend of maintaining the smoky jail for 15 minutes. So it's very odd what's going on here, but I like it a lot. Because again, you have the narrator defining the particulars of the laws of causality as to why this happened, specifically how this cannot be a coincidence, and that's the way it is. And because of these reasons, he wound up saving Knuckle. I've never seen that. I've never seen a narrator, a character, define the particulars of the laws of causality when it comes to a shonen. Like, that blows my mind. So I like what just happened there. I really do. I like it a lot. So it's not a coincidence. Even though it technically, from a broader standpoint, is luck, it's coincidence, it's a fluke. No, it's not. Alright, okay. So, I'll take it. I ain't gonna complain. So, the chapter, the episode, rating. I really like that part. I like it a lot. I mean, I only like it a lot because I dove deeper into it than I first anticipated, because that was off the cuff. But I was going to give it a rating of good plus. I'm going to go with great. I thought it was a great episode of Hunter x Hunter. Only because of my own analysis of the current situation when it came to the narrator. And then the counter analysis of the character Moria. And the circumstance at hand. And plus, we did make a lot of progression when it came to P2. Alright, because P2, we have mainly focused on Yuppie for like a lot of episodes. Yuppie and him getting pissed off, him actually learning to hone his aura and that kind of stuff. But now, we focused on P2. We learned about his power, Beelzebub, the lore of the flies, which, by the way, I remember reading that book. The book was way more fucked up than the movie. I'm just saying that right now. And the fact that we have actually seen something go down with Beezov. The girl Hina, who was very irrelevant for a long period of time, she's now doing stuff. And there's some other asset that the Commandants have, some hidden individual who they can utilize. But at the same time, Nove appears to be back in action, at least when it comes to rescue and recovery. Because apparently, like, there's doctors and surgeons within his dimension. So they may be, they probably are Hunter Association approved individuals for this mission. So in case someone was near death, they would go to the dimension ASAP, and then they'll be, like, treated right then and there, instead of waiting and, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm done. So the episode overall is going to be a great, and I will see you guys later. Be sure, of course, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.